staying out in LA, did you have any idea that you'd be doing what you're doing now?
No.
Like you were staying out here to work on film sets and like eventually get into music and film production essentially?
Yeah. So the original plan was to like get a job like this or freelance or something, you know, enough to like support ourselves and get by. I actually moved out here with a friend from college.
Okay.
And we shot like a ton of music videos when we were in Cincinnati for like local artists. And we wanted to do that out here as well.
Gotcha.
And then we both just got extremely wrapped up in kind of the actual like film and TV world.
Yeah.
And so we shot maybe like a handful out here, and honestly most of them were for like ourselves just because we were bored some nights. And but yeah, I never had any intention of like being in social media or even like starting a podcast, even though like I'd grown up listening to them and watching them. You know, like I loved them and I knew what they were beforehand, but I never was like, oh, I'm going to be on one or I'm going to have my own, you know?
So is Dropouts purely a product of like COVID happening and not sure what to do with your time?
Yeah. Yeah. So we originally started, it was going to be like a talk show style, you know, it was going to be like one of the late night shows mixed with like the Eric Andre show.
Okay.
And it was called Zach's Diner, which is why the set is a diner.
Yeah.
And we filmed about like 3 episodes. COVID happened. We couldn't really get guests anymore. And then, so we kind of just like, the show also, the execution of the show wasn't like yielding the product that we were hoping for. So we just kind of scrapped it all together. But now we had this 50s diner set in our living room. And so we're like,
you just build it?
Yeah.
Yourselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were like, what the hell do we do with this now? And so we were brainstorming for a little bit. And then Zach was like, why don't we start a podcast? And yeah, that was that. We were just bored in the apartment, you know?
Was it just you and him at the beginning, or was
we also had Indiana at the beginning. Okay. And she was the last guest on Zach's Diner.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so none of those episodes have ever come out. We've shown like clips and stuff, but there was just like really good chemistry right off the bat. And we also wanted like a girl's presence on the podcast kind of as like another interesting dynamic.
And she kind of already had a big following at that point.
Yeah, so she had a big following she did this show called Chicken Girls, which was like huge on YouTube.
Okay.
And so yeah, she already had a following from that. Zach was already starting to build like his current following on there. I think when we started,
just kind of like TikTok sketch videos or something.
I think he had like 500,000 followers on TikTok when we first started.
Okay.
Which that was immensely helpful to already kind of have that baseline.
Sure. Because
when we started posting clips from the podcast on there, they were immediately getting millions of views. And it was better than any advertising or marketing that we could pay for, you know, and it was completely free.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, when I first started following the show, I forget exactly what year it was, but it was pretty early on. And I just, that was what it was. I just started seeing clips, you know, randomly. And I just started seeing more clips, and then I started seeing the clips doing better. And then it was just like, I was just like, who are these guys? I thought it was like maybe you were on a Nickelodeon show or something like 5 years ago. And just started a podcast and it was doing really well. And I just started doing more research. I was like, I think this is from scratch. Like, I think this is like this following like started at basically nothing. And then now it's just, and then I started following maybe, I really don't know, probably around 100,000 subs or something like that. And now you're 1.1, 1.2 million or something.
Which 100,000 subs was super early on. We hit that milestone really quick.
Okay.
And that's
pretty crazy for YouTube. Because like a lot of times like TikTok short form does not translate to like long form podcast content on another platform.
Oh, definitely not. You know, there's like even some of my like favorite podcasts, like Theo Vaughn or Flagrant or something. Like I'll see clips of those from episodes that I haven't seen yet, you know, that like might have just come out or something.
Yeah.
And I'll think it's hilarious or I'll think it's interesting. And it'll still take me like days to like get to the actual long form, you know, even though I love these shows.
Right.
And so for like the pretty immediate conversion from, you know, short form to long form was insane. I don't think it's something that any of us really expected.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
When was the time where you realized like, oh, this is not just like fulfilling a creative, you know, desire. It's like, this is doing well. And now this is doing like, this is going to let us move out of this place.
Yeah.
Like not just move out, but also like get a good spot and set us up to be able to start businesses and like become like a lucrative cash cow.
Whoa, man. When was that first moment? Definitely the first kind of, wave of that came when, we were able to like support, like pay our rent with it.
Was it just like YouTube monetization at the time?
Or yeah, at the time. Okay. Cause the first like podcast management company network, whatever that like brought us on actually not scammed us, but like stole $50,000 of like ad space from us.
Really cool.
When we were like first starting, which sucked.
Yeah. When you have no dollars, $50,000 is a lot of money.
Oh my God. It was insane. I remember, I think I called my mom like crying tears of joy when I was like, we're about to get this huge check, you know, and then it all just like fell apart. But I think, you know, when we first started the podcast, there were still six of us living in this 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
And, you know, slowly one by one, like the guys left for, you know, their own individual reasons. But by the time it was just me and Zach, we were like entirely able to support ourselves from the podcast, you know, and that was kind of the first moment where I was like, where I didn't have to worry about rent, you know, which is something very few people can say nowadays.
Yeah.
And
especially in LA.
Yeah. Especially in LA. And that was the moment that it really hit me. I was like, okay, like we've got something amazing here.
You have a good base you can build off of once you have like your living expenses, you know, taken care of.
And then after that, I think after that, it was when, because that was all YouTube AdSense. And then after that was the next moment came when we started getting like host read ads and like actually getting paid for them.
Yeah.
Because then that's another like added bonus. Because now it's not just like, oh, we have money to like pay the rent, but now it's like we have money to, you know, go out to eat or, you know, get stupid, fun, silly little like gadgets or toys or whatever, you know, or even like upgrading the equipment.
Right.
Because when we first started, we were using these like DSLRs that Zach and I both like individually had that could only record for 29 minutes and 59 seconds. And so like I would have to get up and restart them.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were able to like finally switch to like actual video cameras and I didn't have to do that, like that was a huge moment in the set and or in the timeline. But
was there any nervousness when Indiana dropped off and it was just the two of you? Like did you feel like you were missing something and really wanted to replace it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was just like, for the longest time, it felt like there was a piece missing, you know?
Yeah.
And
how many episodes did you do without a third host?
Man, that's a good question. Did it for months. Probably, I mean, up until very recently. So,
but no real audience drop off though, right? Like,
no, there's quite a bit of audience drop off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is totally understandable.
Sure.
And that was like also something that we were super worried about, you know, and so we obviously got like the first big drop off, like when it first happened. And then that was October of 2022, I think, or maybe, no, it would have been, October of 2022. And then we did it up until about, I don't know how long Tara's been on it now, but like up until about like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Consistently like doing it, just the
like
two
a
of
great
us.
Addition. She seems like a great addition.
Oh my God. Yeah. We love her. Yeah. She's awesome. She's the best and hilarious and so high energy, you know?
Yeah.
And, but yeah, we got that, like that piece back that we had been like searching for so long. And, but you know, in that time, like that first drop off, it was just like, not only did we feel like something's missing, but it was like the audience also felt like something's missing, you know?
Yeah.
And it took us a long time even to get back to like a comfortable place with like ourselves and the audience, of like not having that piece anymore. And then when Tara came on, it was just like, I think us and like the internet as a whole, you know, or like our little corner of the internet finally felt complete again, you know? So that was awesome. That was a godsend, you know?
It seems like you've been doing this for longer than 5 months is the point. You know what I mean? Like the three of you seem like you have really great synergy, good chemistry, good, you know, back and forth. You know, she doesn't miss a beat. She's really quick.
She's very quick,
witty. Keeps up with Zach on that front, which isn't easy to do.
No,
he's also
not
a
at
very
all.
Witty fellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm just super, super stoked for you guys, man. You guys
Thank you.
deserve all the success that you're getting. I told somebody recently about your show, who's in comedy, just because I was just like, you guys need to check out what Dropouts is doing, because like I've interviewed probably 600 plus people for my show in the last like 6 or 7 years. And definitely some of the biggest names in entrepreneurship and business.
Yeah.
And even like celebrities like Shaq and different people like that have been on the show. And dude, like your guys' fan base is like one of the most like rabid, dedicated, like loving, caring fan bases that I've ever come across in all the people that I've had on the show. And that is not an easy thing to do when everybody's vying for attention and everybody wants to grab that attention. You guys came out swinging and like made a name for yourselves, built a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel for a fucking podcast in 4 years. Like major congrats.
Thank you
on all the success.
Thank you.
Wish you nothing but the best moving forward, man. You guys,
honestly,
crush it.
The audience is just they are probably like my favorite people on the internet, because they're not only they're like so supportive like of our group as a whole, but just like from the comments and the DMs and stuff that I read, you know, and respond to, it's like they're so supportive of us personally. And then the best, I think, not even like compliment towards us, but it was like the best thing we heard all of tour, or like this like little 3-leg show, 3-leg run that we did was at the New York show. It was like the people at the venue came up and told us, they were like, you have the kindest and like most respectful audience we've ever dealt with.
Wow.
Which that just made my heart happy, you know, that
kidding.
Like we've attracted the right people into our little Dropouts, not so little anymore, but like into our Dropouts family.
You can't fake authenticity, man. And so that's what I mean is like on the show, you guys generate a real spirit of authenticity. You're not, you know, faking a bunch of stuff all the time, and you're just real people, and people connect with that. And you're going to attract more of the people that are similar to the way that you guys operate. So that's why I say, man, congrats. And I hope, you know, to see you guys continue to rise through the ranks, and excited to see what other projects are coming out. So you guys are working on some more original shows and content and stuff like that right now.
Oh yeah. So when we did this, this East Coast run, we had like a documentary crew like follow us, and just to show more like behind the scenes of you know, what specifically like what the tour life is like, but also just like how we are, you know, when we're not like on the set or anything like that. And then, you know, this recent explosion and like the audience, you know, like all of these things have helped us to, you know, grow and get like we've rented an entire warehouse now that we're going to start like putting all these other projects in. And so we have, I believe it's like four shows like in pre-production right now. One of them is like pretty decently far into into production now. Like we've built an entire new set in this warehouse. We plan on building, you know, at least 4 more now. And it's just awesome. Like our whole dream now, you know, we look at like Cody and Noel with TMG, or Tom Segura and Christina P with like Your Mom's House, like these networks, and that's kind of like the dream now, is to be this kind of, this new wave of like Gen Z, this Gen Z kind of media company, and just pump out like all sorts of content that we're actually genuinely passionate about, and so there's a lot of fun projects coming.